Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Zone 3 Commissioner, Jason McGuirk.
Sally, I share your pain here. I just want you to know if I'm ever mayor, we're taking a foot off this thing. You know, everything that has been said so far about Khalid is 100% dead on. But the thing that I want people to know the most about Khalid is he's the most compassionate person I've ever met in my life. This guy truly cares about people. And that's why everyone's coming up here and talking about the time he'd give, the commitment, the endless hours, no matter what time it is, that he would answer your call. I would often tell this guy, wait a second, he's going on vacation, and I say, Khalid, please, don't answer your phone if I call, because I'm never going to remember you're on vacation. And of course, then come to find out after the fact, he answered his phone when he was on vacation in the middle of a dinner, and I would get so mad. But that's just the guy he is. He couldn't not do it. But I want to stress, and I want everybody to know, that he is by far the most compassionate person I have ever met in my life. There is nobody this guy doesn't care about. And that bled through in his management. He truly loves the people he worked for and the people that he served. No words can describe the hours and commitment that this guy has given. And when we talk about politicians getting hot-headed or commissioners raking him over the coals in an agenda briefing because there's a hot issue, this guy never sweated. This guy always took it. Whether it was from us or from on the dais, he always held his composure. And it's not because he just didn't have a temper or because he didn't get mad internally. It was, again, this compassion that he has for people and his ability to understand and reflect and understand the position that somebody's in, whether they're venting or they're in a very bad situation. And I will never forget that Khalid, whenever he wanted to tell me something or really get a point across, it always had to do with a person in the city, one of the people who live here, the residents, in a very bad position or situation that they're in or were in, whether it be in a hurricane or a flood. You always have a story of true compassion, and that's who this guy is. The other thing I want to point out is accountability. There's two kinds of accountability. There's legal accountability, and there's moral accountability. And all too often in this business, people with legal accountability, in the context that if there's a problem in this city, and we, the city, are not legally accountable for it, that's usually the road that most people in his position will take. They'll stand behind the legality of what they do or don't have to do, even if it's the city's fault. But not this guy. This guy always does what's right based on morality. If we did something wrong, he's always willing to fix it. He's always willing to do the right thing for the people. And that is incredibly unusual. And that is what this is the mark that this man leaves in his history in this community. Now there's another issue of accountability I want to briefly touch on. Khalid is a huge Raiders fan. Boo! I am a huge Dolphins fan. And every year, yes, every time the Dolphins play the Raiders, we have a nice gentlemanly bet of $1. And it goes back and forth. But last year, the Dolphins won. But we were standing in the foyer of his office, and Tammy was there. Tammy's also a great big Dolphins fan. And Ron was there. So I have witnesses. And I believe Dave Ray may have walked in on this conversation too. And we got bold, and we laid down more than $1 on the bet. This was the bet. The person who lost had to put the other team's license plate on the front of their car for 1 year. For the whole year until the next season started. So guess who won? The Dolphins. So I walk in Monday and I'm gloating and I'm like high-fiving and Khalid is just shaking his head and, has his head down. And I said, you want me to get you the license plate? And he says, no. I know a guy. Pam, where are you at, Pam? I know a guy. I got a guy. I got a friend who sells these things. I got a guy. So a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by. I'm like, hey, you need me to get it? No. I know a guy. I'm going to get it. Don't worry about it. A month or two goes by. Call me. I'm like, hey, you sure? You don't want me to get one? It's like, no, believe me, trust me, I know a guy. So after 3 or 4 months, I'm like, okay, he's not going to do it. Accountability, right? So I found his guy. And I bring tonight the #1 fan of the Miami Dolphins license plate. And I text him, right, earlier today. Khalid, is today your last work day or is tomorrow? He says tomorrow. Good. Because I will be by tomorrow during your work day with screws and a screwdriver, and we are going to put this on together tomorrow. And what happens if I haven't looked at the schedule next year? What if the Dolphins and the Raiders don't play each other next year? I don't know, we might have to go 2 years. Khalid, it has been a pleasure serving with you. You are one of a kind, and you are just an awesome, outstanding person. And the family, thank you for sharing him with us.